The land of Egypt had already suffered through 9 devastating plagues. From rivers of blood to skies dark with locusts, the message was clear, but Pharaoh's heart remained as hard as stone. He stubbornly refused to let the Hebrew people go. It was then that God gave Moses a final, solemn warning. One last plague, more terrible than all the rest, was coming. It was a plague that would strike at the heart of every Egyptian family, a plague that would change everything forever. God declared that every firstborn son in the land of Egypt would die. But in His mercy, God also provided a way of escape for His own people. Moses gathered the Israelites and relayed God's specific instructions. Each family was to select a perfect lamb, one without any defect or blemish. This lamb was to be sacrificed. Its blood, a symbol of life, was to be painted on the top and sides of the door frames of their houses. Inside, they were to roast the lamb over a fire. They would eat it with bitter herbs, a reminder of their bitter slavery, and unleavened bread, flat bread made without yeast, because there would be no time to wait for it to rise. God commanded them to eat this meal in haste, with their sandals on their feet and their staff in their hand, fully dressed and ready to travel. They were to be prepared to leave Egypt at a moment's notice. Why the blood? The blood on the doorposts was a crucial sign. It was a mark of faith and obedience. God promised that when the angel of death passed through the land of Egypt that night, he would see the blood on the door and pass over that home. The inhabitants inside would be saved from the coming judgment. It was a powerful, visual demonstration of a profound truth. Life could be spared through the sacrifice of an innocent lamb. The blood was their shield, their protection, their only hope in the face of certain doom. It was the price of their redemption, paid not by them, but for them. And so, as midnight descended upon the land, a deep and dreadful silence was broken by a wave of anguish. In every Egyptian household, from the opulent palace of Pharaoh to the humble dwelling of the lowest servant, the firstborn son died. A great cry of grief and despair rose up throughout Egypt, a nation shrouded in sudden, unimaginable loss. But in the land of Goshen, where the Hebrews lived, there was peace. Behind the doors marked with the lamb's blood, families waited in quiet anticipation. Not a single life was lost among them. God's promise was fulfilled to the letter. Their faith had been their fortress. Shattered by the loss of his own son and heir, Pharaoh's pride finally broke. He summoned Moses and Aaron in the middle of the night, his voice no longer filled with arrogance, but with desperate urgency. "Go," he commanded, "leave my people, you and the Israelites. Go, worship the Lord as you have requested. Take your flocks and herds and go. And also, bless me." After 430 years of brutal slavery, the chains were broken. In the pre-dawn darkness, God's people walked out of Egypt, not as slaves, but as a free nation. They left in such a hurry, carrying their unleavened dough on their shoulders. Their journey to the promised land had finally begun. This night was too significant to ever be forgotten. God commanded the Israelites to commemorate this event for all generations to come. Each year, they were to celebrate the feast of Passover, retelling the story of their miraculous deliverance. They would share the symbolic meal and explain to their children how the Lord, with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, brought them out of the house of bondage. Passover became a sacred festival of freedom, a powerful testament to God's faithfulness, and an enduring beacon of hope, a constant reminder that God rescues His people from oppression. The story of the first Passover resonates with timeless truth. It teaches us that even in our darkest moments, when all hope seems lost, God provides a way of rescue. It underscores the incredible power of faith and the importance of obeying His word, even when we don't fully understand. What began as a simple act of painting a lamb's blood on a wooden door frame became the turning point in the history of a nation. It was the night that slaves walked free, the night a people were redeemed, and the night that proved, once and for all, that God keeps His promises. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores these powerful historical accounts.